Bom, começando mais uma live pela Academia Livre de Violão, aqui no perfil @Ravi Sawaya. Hoje a gente tem uma live especial, tá, pessoal? Um grande nome de expressão do cenário de ópera. Seja bem-vindo, Daniel. Um grande nome do cenário mundial da ópera, né, que é a Blerta. Ela é premiada em vários festivais, mora em Paris, por isso a live hoje mais cedo, a live hoje começando às 16 horas, horário do Brasil, lá 21 horas. Eu estou aguardando ela entrar para a gente começar. Ó, a Blerta já me mandou o convite, eu vou aceitar e a gente é uma grande personalidade da ópera mundial.
Please let me. I cannot use this. Let me check. Is this okay now?
Now I see you. Yeah,
Great.
it's okay. Did you hear me okay? Did you hear me?
I hear you very well. I'm glad we made it because I was a bit stressed with technology, but it's okay.
No problem. I'm so glad and so proud to make an interview with you in academic Brazilian free guitar. And I saw your work. You have a beautiful voice, a beautiful interpretation.
Thank you.
And then
Thank you to invite me. Really, it's a real pleasure.
The pleasure is mine.
Mine also.
My first question, Blerta, how did you begin in the music? Can you tell us about your history? How did you decide to become a musician?
Well, in fact, I didn't really decide because I was naturally singing all the time. So and I had a big passion for music. So I guess that's the way most of us begin. We have this passion or this great love for singing, and this got me later oriented to start and study the music because talent without technique and work is nothing. So, but at first, it's always the talent or the passion for that we have naturally. Either we have or we don't have. We can't make this. We can't create this. This either exists or not.
Yeah, I understand what you answer. You did not decide. You just love the music. You have a passion for the music, right?
Well, especially singing, because I think it's more evident a talent for singing that another talent. Because
since the child, you have this talent. Since the child.
Yes. I wanted to sing, and I guess it's more evident when we want to become singers than any other instrument because singing is so natural. And if a child is always wanting to sing and he has a good intonation and he has a nice voice, there is some talent. It's evident.
So you can you tell me about your prepare? You told me that you study, right? Where you study, how to study music, where you study, how to study.
Well, at first I wanted to have some confirmation that I had a talent. So my parents, in fact, sent me to many illustrious singers of my country, which is Albania, and they heard me and they told that it was a good idea if I continued to study the voice and I could make a career out of this. So I started, I must say, really young because in Albania we start to learn to go to a singing school or a music school at, like, let's say 14 years old, which is much earlier than in other countries.
It's fantastic.
And it's quite, I think it's quite a young age to decide for your future. I would say now, but I made this decision then. And in fact, so my first professor helped me to get in this school of music. He trained me, and actually my first teachers in Albania are the parents of a very well-known singer who is Inva Mula. She's the soprano singing in The Fifth Element. I think it's quite known for this and for many other things. But this was my first references in voice work, and I started to sing in my country, and then I will continue these studies in Italy, in France, but it's all started in Albania.
Yeah, how to do I think that you have decided about the style, right? Because you would be becoming a pop singer or blues singer, but you decided to sing opera.
Yes.
About this process?
Well, let's say that my voice naturally was a bit an opera voice, even in the beginning, because when I went to high notes, I couldn't do a belting, or I preferred always to make some opera-like sounds. So I would, and then let's say to get real training, it's the opera world that offers really a technique, and it's more nowadays. It's also pop singing and jazz and blues. We get a technique for that. We made a school for that, but it's more recent. Let's say that opera. It's what at the beginning we studied, all singers that wanted to study the music and the voice technique and everything. And let's say that I oriented by my family, but also by my own vocation, when I got to know opera, I thought that it was a more sophisticated way of singing and of expressing through the voice, and I preferred, because like all children, I preferred the pop music and everything at the beginning, but with the age, I'm more comfortable in something that it's, I would say, a little bit more sophisticated, or more intellectual in a way. I don't know. It's more.
I know what you're talking about. More
what I do more normally.
Yeah, but the technique is no easy, right? When you take an opera, to sometimes invite you to make a part of opera, you need preparation. You need a preparation to
yes,
yeah.
Yes, I would.
Background to us, how to stay ready to an opera. Many rehearsal. You need to know the history of the life, the history of the composer, this involvement that you need to do to be a good professional about opera.
Yes, but in fact, first of all, it's like a bit of a high-level sport, opera singing, because it's very physical. It's very physical and very technical, but it's also very emotional and spiritual in the same time. So it's much more complicated than we can think, and it's hard work, and also hard work to learn the music, because it's another type of writing, the musical writing. It's all new codes and a new way of reading the music, and then after the reading solfeggio, we have to go and find what the composer really meant and wanted, and to stay respectful to his music. So all of this is a lot of hard work for a lifetime, not only for the first years. but it's also a process of growth, of personal growth, intellectually, spiritually, and this is what I most appreciate about my job, is that we are always improving ourselves and always questioning ourselves and trying to get the best, because it's not easy at all, and so it's we
easy,
have
right?
to make the best.
Yeah, you need love it is, because it's not easy. You need it so many time to study a piece, to put the psychology, the conception. You need love so much, right?
Yes, of course. And also we have to stay in good shape, in good health. Uh, Sometimes when we would like to party, we have to sleep. So it's a life of sacrifices, but when we love this we are glad to sacrifice.
Yeah. I think you sacrifice part of your life, but when you make a beautiful interpretation, you feel the people love. I think you feel good, right, to yourself.
That's what we get back, because we give so much, but then we get back the love of people. So it's priceless.
You talk about emotions. The history of the operas is tragic, is sad histories. Usually happen to you to singing and they start to cry, something like that.
Well, not anymore. Maybe this was at the beginning, but since we don't leave anything to chance when we are on scene, we are quite in control. If everything goes well, we are quite in control of our body, and let's say that we feel things, but we don't feel the same thing people in the looking at us feel. So, and mostly we don't feel what the role is supposed to feel, because I'm so sick, and as a Traviata,
Yeah.
I could not sing Traviata.
because you are an actress too.
Well, yes, of course, we also are actresses, but it's not really like theater, because we have to move less, and because it's very hard what we are doing, and sometimes in a whole area we cannot move at all sometimes, but we all have a lot of part of acting, but it's a little bit different acting than in
Yeah,
theater or in
I
movies.
is another kind of interpretation. Yeah, I understand
Yes,
what you're talking about.
yes.
You talk about composer, right? What your sense to choose a composer to sing an opera? What your criteria? How can I say? How how to choose your repertoire?
Yes. Well, I'm a soprano, a lyric light soprano. So this is my voice, what nature gave me, and this is not gonna change. I mean, it's we have a type of voice, and we have to respect what we have by nature. So when I choose a repertoire, I'm very careful to choose a light lyric soprano repertoire, and not to make any errors, any faults, because if I do the wrong repertoire, I can have very, very big problems in my voice. So it's very, very important for every professional singer to not go in the danger zone, and everybody has his own danger zone, which is different from another.
What do you talk
So
about?
to
What do you mean dangerous zone? Dangerous zone is
well,
a point that the limit of the voice.
let's say that I cannot make some roles that are too heavy for my voice, or that are not for my age, or that when I started, of course, I couldn't sing what I'm singing now because I didn't have as much technique as I have now, and I could get hurt because of this. And now that I have some technique, anyway, I'm very careful to sing the roles that are for my voice of a lyric light soprano and that respect my nature.
Yeah, this is a good. I like to hear this. I respect my nature.
Because I want to last in this job, and because I want to last, I have to be careful.
Yeah. I want to ask something. You talk about a Brazilian composer, right? You talk about Antonio Santana.
Santana.
And then I hear a piece that you song.
Yes.
Jardim de Verde. Le Jardin de
Le
Verde.
Jardin de Ravel. Le Jardin de Ravel.
Le Jardin de la Verde.
In fact,
beautiful melody.
yes.
I love it.
Well, I would love to start to answer this by saying that I think the country whose music I love the most is maybe Brazil. I love Brazilian music, all type of Brazilian music, but I have this big love for Brazilian music. And when this composer, who is Brazilian but living since many years in France, proposed me many years ago to sing his melodies in the opera of Avignon, I didn't hesitate, and I sang some melodies and other melodies or leader from other composers, and I loved them. And it was also very a little bit difficult to sing them because he's also a pianist, and he writes it's like air of opera. It's quite, his music is demanding. And
that's
so
my question. How did you know Antonio Santana?
I was contacted by a pianist who is my friend and also a colleague, and he was searching, in fact, for a soprano to perform his music since some years, and then he liked my voice and the way I sang his melodies, and I had this chance to sing this in the Opera of Avignon, and we.
But you know first his music or his person.
I first knew his music, and then I met him. And let's say I loved immediately his music, and when we meet also we had a good human contact, and our collaboration it continues is continuing nowadays. I really hope that he will be more well known in Brazil than he is nowadays, and his music is so beautiful for him that he has his music more in Brazil. This is what he would really love.
I'm very impressed because you talk about Antonio Santana. I told you I didn't hear before, and then I start to make a research about his name, and he's a brilliant Brazilian composer that I never heard before. It's fantastic. And then I saw the video that you sent me, and I love your interpretation.
Thank you. I hope you loved my my Portuguese Brazilian accent also, because I don't speak Portuguese, and I also had to sing Portuguese with a Brazilian accent. So I did some work on that, but I don't know if it was so well done.
It's an interesting question. You don't speak Portuguese, of course, but when you hear the Portuguese language, you feel beautiful. You like the Portuguese, the sound of Portuguese?
Of course. Besides, I speak Italian and French, which are Latin languages. So when I hear Spanish or Portuguese, there are always some words a lot of words that I can get in what I'm hearing. But
Mm-hmm.
I like very much Latin languages. I'm passionate to languages also as I'm to music. I love to learn new languages. I'm fascinated by languages,
I love it.
and mostly
I love to.
Latin languages are to me very interesting.
So do I. I love it. Learning languages is interesting, like no another country. So I have a question to you. How do you to stay in this quarantine? How to stay with your mind, with yourself?
Yeah, well, it was not quite easy, like for everybody, because we, the people that are performing in stage, are the most touched about this.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I must say that I lost a lot of, not lost, but I couldn't make a lot of concert or productions that now I'm gonna make hopefully next year.
Yeah. Did you talk about the
But
Mozart, Don Giovanni?
no, yes, I had to make the notes, the contest in Le Nozze di Figaro, and this is gonna
Figaro.
be in June 2021,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, because let's see how this virus it changes our lives in the months that are coming. But I'm really, I am a little bit, I pass a lot of time alone or closed because I work like this. I sing and then I learn music and then maybe I send some emails or I give some voice singing lessons. So I'm used to being alone or but it's not easy. It's not easy. I would lie if
Now,
I would
now I'll
say
be
that
back.
it was so
Sorry for the
funny, so
connection.
easy. It's
Yeah.
okay.
You talk about you stay a strange feeling that you feel sometimes in these times, right? You wanna talk about this?
Uh, Please, can you repeat the question because it stopped at a moment.
When you talk about the moment of quarantine, how do you feel about this? And then the connection. Oh, sorry.
Ah, okay. So I was saying that in fact I I felt bad because I've lost many possibilities. I had to sing in this time, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe hopefully I will make this next year. But I'm used to staying alone. I'm quite comfortable in this. I work, I sing, I read, I make phone calls, or I cook, or it's okay. But in fact, I felt this need to keep with a public connection. So I sang, make some videos of me singing, accompanying myself with a guitar or singing over a piano accompaniment, and I put them in Facebook and or Instagram just to keep this connection with people, which felt important at the moment, and it was maybe it was pleasant for me, for them.
You talk to me that you like to read, right?
Yes, more and more. I didn't like to read at all before,
What you read?
but
Book you read
well,
now?
for the moment, I'm reading a biography of Sarah Bernard, which is one of the biggest actress, I guess, one of the biggest actors of our times. Not our times because she's 1 century ago, but it's considered one of the biggest actresses of all times, and it's very very interesting because it gives a lot of details over her life, but also of the Paris of the beginning of the 20th century, and how people and artists lived at the time, how women lived at
How
the
the
time,
culture in the
how
Paris in that time.
yes, a lot of the descriptions over the Paris that is the city I love and I live, but this is the description of Paris in another time, so it's interesting for me that I'm not French, I'm not from Paris, and I get to discover this city even more.
Hmm. When people talk about Paris to me, tell me that it is a romantic city. Is true this? Is a romantic city?
Oh yes, of course. I must say a funny thing about this because one day I needed to take a taxi very early, and my Uber was not working properly. So I asked the taxi in the road near my place. I said, "Do you, sir, do you have? Are there any taxis here at 4 o'clock in the morning?" And he said to me, "Where, madam, taxis in Paris are like love stories. We have all the time." So,
Love stories.
so it must be this. Uh, Paris is a very romantic city, so many love stories are happening all the time.
Yeah, you feel this atmosphere there, right?
Well, what I feel most about Paris and what I love most about Paris is this culture. Is there is all the time expositions and theater and it's an artistic. Hello, I think it stopped. I'm sorry.
A little bit. It's a zone time. It's normal. Sometimes happen.
Well, we are quite far from each other, so
I
it's
want to ask
normal.
you, but you sing a little bit for close the live because I wanna see your voice. I see in the video. I saw in the video is a beautiful voice. If you can sing for us a little parts of something that don't force your voice, something very spontaneous.
Um, well, what can I sing? I can sing just a little bit of a phrase
Little
of
bit that you feel
something.
comfortable. Little bit
Yes.
that you feel comfortable. Yeah.
Well, okay, let's try. Oh mio babbino caro, mi piace bello, bello, andare in porta rossa a not not the good tonality, but
I get out of my body to the flame when I hear.
thank you.
Seja
Not quite prepared for that, but
a good friend of mine getting now in the line. Can you sing a little bit more of this opera? It's very beautiful, very beautiful.
Still this aria.
Yeah, still
or
this area.
something
Great,
else.
yeah.
Sì, sì, ci voglio andare, e se l'amasse andarono, andrei sul ponte vecchio, ma per buttarmi in arno.
It's fantastic, amazing.
Thank you very much. Well,
yeah. It's like
it's
good
not my
guitar,
best. Please forgive to those that hear.
You know, it's like a good cello when you had a good sound. Your voice.
Thank you, but you know, our arc is our breath. Our breathing is like our arc that it's keeping this legato, and the arc is not properly working since I'm seated and I'm not seated quite comfortably, but I hope I make a decent job anyway.
You was talk about Mozart, right? That because this pandemic you cannot a presentation Figaro of Mozart, right?
Yes, I was supposed to sing the contest in the nosso di Figaro.
Can you play a bit of Figaro or in rehearsal?
Well, it's a role that I'm working. I'm not quite ready yet. But it's let's say it's Mozart is what is to us singers the biggest let's say it's the biggest school for us to learn how to sing. It's a wonderful composer that we have to sing properly, so we have to get a lot of technique to sing, and it helps our singing. And at the same time, it's to us it's a let's say it's difficult also, and when we hear Mozart, is always something that we have to really be ready to give the maximum and to interpret it properly.
So you talk about Villa Lobos, right? To me.
Yes.
You remember a little bit of the Bacchiana, a little part in your voice.
It's a singing interview. Well, this I sang 10 years ago, and I haven't been singing it since. Bacchiana Brasileira, it's I sang this with accompanied by 8 violoncellos, and it was one of my first times in stage. Maybe I was very young and I started to sing, and it was in Italy. I sang this beautiful piece of music of Villalobos.
Beautiful. The Bacchiana Brasileira number 1 is a beautiful. Is a
yes, but all of his music. Oh yes, yes, all of his music. In fact, it's beautiful, and it's. I hope to sing again Bacchiana Brasileira, because to have the occasion, because it's beautiful, really, the two parts.
I want to invite you to know Brazil. I don't know if you know Brazil.
Well, I've never been to Brazil and always dreamed of going to Brazil, so I will come with great pleasure.
Yeah, I have a dream to know Paris. I have a friend, the son of Baden Powell, Marcel Powell, was born in Paris. He's a
Ah,
friend of
okay.
mine. He lives in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, but he talks sometimes about
Okay,
Paris.
great. So we are
Yeah,
all citizens of the world. It's great, especially the artists.
yeah. Yesterday was talking about Tom Jobim, right, Bert? You remember?
Oh yes, it's by well, I'm a big fan, a big fan of Tom Jobim, and I could listen to bossa nova for all day long. I never get and because I'm such a big fan, I once read a biography of him and how he explained that how he invented this exciting new sound and how he worked on this and he like I must say like Antonio, he was a big fan of impressionists of
Impressionist, yeah,
Debussy, of Ravel
Debussy,
and Fauré, and he was we can hear this in his music. These
Ravel.
sounds, and like in La Mer de Debussy, we can hear the sea. I think in all music of Tom Jobim, we can hear the sea, and it's wonderful. I guess
I'm
that's
gonna give,
why I.
I'm gonna give it to you for a gift for my last album. I
Wow,
make
thank you.
I make like a great symphony about the in homenage
Hmm.
Baden Powell. Baden Powell was a great guitar player in Brazil that invited the Afro samba.
Wow, it's wonderful. And you know, I'm actually working on a new project, which is a duo, a concert, a recital of soprano and guitar. So it's now it's I've started to work on this new idea, and we have some concerts planned and everything. But it's always so beautiful for an opera singer sometimes to be accompanied in such a minimalist way, just some chords,
Minimalist, I love
guitar and a harp. I made a concert with harp already, and it's beautiful to be so, in a way, naked musically and intimate. It's very intimate experience, I guess.
Yeah, I love it. Minimalist music. I think it's so expressive.
Mm.
So I wanna for give the album to you. You need me call me the WhatsApp. I'm gonna put my number and then I give my album
Oh,
to you for you for a gift for you here and then you tell me what you think.
oh, with
I wanna
pleasure.
thank you for this beautiful interview.
Thank you.
You
Thank
are
you very
a
much. I'm sorry. I didn't hear anything. I think it was
that's the cough. That's the cough. Brazilian cough. This
but
coffee is very.
yeah, oh,
If you are here, you gotta drink this coffee together with me because it's very. The smell is good. Everything is good in this coffee.
Well, let's hope next time we are going to make our interview in Brazil in front of a good coffee and after a beautiful concert.
Yeah, I can imagine this, and I feel good just imagining. My soul is mine. And then
Well,
I'm gonna give my CD to give to you. I think I'm gonna write something to you because you, when I hear your voice, I think about some guitar and voice, something like that.
well, with great pleasure, with great pleasure.
Yeah. The pleasure is mine. You sing my composition. I'm gonna think
Let's
something
hope to
very
make some
special.
beautiful concerts in Brazil, in Paris, in Albania, everywhere. Music
Yeah,
is international.
yeah. Music is international. I think when this everything is going on, past it, the world is gonna the world begin better. I have this
Of
this way of
course. And
think about.
we need some art, especially now that we are quite touched about the situation, and we maybe now more than every time we need
Another time you gotta remember, Blerta, when
yes,
we talk about that in that situation. Yeah, I know. I think about you. I think it looks like you. The way that I think about the thing. Blerta, thank you very much for speaking.
thank you very much.
You are very well. Don't forget me to
Thank
send a WhatsApp before I give my album to you. This album.
Oh, thank you very much. I would listen with great pleasure.
And congratulations for your voice, your work. Became continue be yourself. This star that make happy many people that hear your voice.
Of course, we don't have choice anywhere. Anyway, we have to be ourselves. Everybody else is taken. Everybody else is taken. So
Never change. Because
no, no, no. Why? I don't have a.
I like you are.
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
Thank you very much. See
thank
you.
you, and see you soon. See
See
you
you soon.
soon. Let's
Yeah.
hope.
Bye bye.
Bye, bye, and thank you.
You're welcome.